Alright, Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, how's everybody doing? Kodak Black scored a huge victory yesterday. I'm not gonna lie to you, if you're a Kodak Black fan and you look to see him home at any time soon, you have more hope now, because Kodak Black's 3 most serious charges were all dropped in regards to Kodak, who was arrested in January after he posted a live video on Instagram showing him with dope and guns around his kid. It was all bad, man. It felt normal for Kodak, but you just can't do that, especially when you've been on probation and house arrest since August of 2016. They're looking for a reason to lock him up. I'm someone who of the mindset to believe nobody called this in. I just feel like the feds was watching Kodak's Instagram live, but that's on Kodak and his team to figure that out. You can't do that while you're fighting cases. Yo, for those who don't understand, Kodak Black he's facing a huge sexual assault case in South Carolina that's got a 30-year sentence behind it. That case is coming up, right? So I'm just saying, Kodak Black has other things to worry about. You can't trick yourself out of more money with charges like this. Anyways, the charges that he was facing right now could have landed him 15 years, but again, 3 of those have been dropped. So now Kodak Black is dealing with a felony possession of cannabis and possession of ammunition by a delinquent. Those 2 charges were not dropped. So if I'm Kodak Black, you're like, yes, I got huge victories, and I might have a chance at getting out again on some very tougher than that probation or house arrest rules. I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's my theory behind this. Kodak Black and his freedom for the time being is probably gonna come down to him getting in front of a judge again. Mind you, the last time he got in front of a judge, he had his mama and grandma come in and cry, and it helped Kodak Black. They were more sympathetic than Kodak was, and they ended up getting Kodak that house arrest that he kind of just tricked off. But it's probably gonna come down to a judge and Kodak in front of that judge again, and him and an attorney who's doing an incredible job for Kodak right now. Give Bradford Cohen some credit. It's probably gonna come down to Kodak getting in front of this judge again, and pleading his case on why he deserves freedom. Now at that point, it's up to the judge. Who knows? The judge could be like, yo, I told you last time this was your last opportunity at freedom. No, you're going back until some of your other trials are here. Or maybe the judge is like, yep, you know, we got the 3 big things out of the way. We can let you back out on some sort of house arrest or probation. It's just up to the judge. That's probably what we're heading to. And I believe that's set to take place in like March or April when he figures that out. If you're Kodak Black, you're happy today because you got 3 serious charges removed from you. Again, 15 years is what he was facing. Kodak's still incarcerated right now. And just for the record, the 3 charges that were dropped were possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, 3rd-degree grand theft, and child neglect. So they're pretty much saying we can't prove that Kodak was neglecting his child. We can't prove that weapon that was stolen, we can't prove that Kodak stole it. And we can't even prove that was even his weapon at all. So again, the judge has a decision to make. The attorney has said, look, that gun was not Kodak's. The judge has a decision to make right now, because technically for that probation violation alone, Kodak Black can do an 8-year term. All right, he can do 8 years just on that probation violation alone. So we will see what happens. Kodak Black just recently dropped a project. I'm someone who believes Kodak is always killing his momentum. Kodak Black got really hot like in February, at the top of February. But like the last time he was incarcerated, remember when No Flocking got really hot a couple summers ago, Kodak was incarcerated. That Rolling in Peace joint had got really hot. Kodak had a couple features that he was in. He had a joint with Ross that's starting to heat up a little bit. And just like last time, Kodak tricked himself out of his bag. He ended up dropping another album while he's incarcerated. Last year he dropped Paint Pictures. This year he dropped another project. And I don't know what the label is going to do with Kodak Black, because they're losing money. They're losing a crap ton of money investing in Kodak Black. Matter of fact, I know what they're going to do with him. There's no way Kodak Black remains on Atlantic. They're going to drop him because his projects are not going to sell, and he can't even go make them a little bit of money on the back end because he can't tour or do shows right now because he's on house arrest. I'm telling y'all, this is not even a hot take. This is going to happen. There is absolutely no way Kodak Black remains on Atlantic Records by the end of 2018. It's just a fact. And I said that to say, yo, you cannot trick yourself out of your own bag. That is what Kodak Black has done. Young artists out there, this is what happens when you drop 2 albums while being incarcerated. The numbers are incredibly low. If Kodak was out of jail and able to do a couple interviews, if he went on house arrest, this project could probably sell. This project would probably do decent numbers. People love Kodak Black's music. He has like this Kevin Gates cult-like following. But because he got incarcerated, his team, they're forcing and they're trying to push projects out, and it doesn't make sense from the business standpoint. You got to have good people in here. It doesn't seem like Kodak Black has that. They're trying to force these projects out when he gets incarcerated because they need some sort of numbers to prove to the label. But the label's like, no, we're expecting 100,000 from you first week. I'm just making up a number here. And you being incarcerated, you can't do interviews, you can't promote your project. No one knows you got an album coming out. We're talking about you being incarcerated, facing 30 years for a sexual assault charge, which now has come back to the forefront because of these other charges that he's dealing with. And we're talking about you facing 8 to 15 years on other stuff. Kodak, you got to get it together, my brother. You are tricking yourself out your own back. Mr. Taliaferro TV, again, Kodak Black gets, I think this is a huge win for Kodak Black today. He got 3 of those big charges dropped, still dealing with a few of them. But this is a win for Kodak and his team, and we will see come March or April what they're able to put together once they get in front of the judge, and they're going to ask for Kodak Black's freedom again. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty.